What's going on? You know what it is, and I pray that you know who it is. It's your girl Rain, and today is Tried and Tested Tuesday. So I know that I've been kind of missing for the past couple of days. I had some life things going on, and I never want to have a conversation with you all if I'm not in the right headspace. And I know that that's not an excuse because we're supposed to do it whenever God tells us to. When He calls us to a certain assignment or a certain platform, that's why we're supposed to ask God to allow us to decrease and He increase in our life. Um, so I apologize with my whole heart for those of you all my rainbows or the new subscribers. And if you haven't, have the time to like or subscribe to my channel or to my Instagram or to my Facebook pages. I will leave the links somewhere around here for you to be able to do so. Um, it's a very, very good way to show me some type of love, um, to support your girl Rain. And yeah, and leave me comments, ask me questions, um, any ideas that you might have that you or scenarios or things that you might want me to speak about. Please, ma'am, please, sir, my sister, my brother, my cousin, leave your girl Rain a message. And of course, I will talk about it because I have no problem with speaking on anything. And I do everything that I do for the love of you, my rainbows, double large what's up. So, with that being said, like I said, today is Tried and Tested Tuesday. My grades are, they're wanting to be on stage. They want to be front and center. But anyway, I'm going to, not like I don't do it all the time, but I'm going to get a little bit more personal with my Tried and Tested Tuesday for today, if that's okay with you all. Like I said, the last couple of days have been somewhat emotional, somewhat trying, um, in a lot of ways, life changing, um, educational, because my father always taught me to try to find a lesson in everything, try to learn something from every situation. And sorry, I'm looking at something on the table there. Um, and I believe that I was able to do that with this particular situation. A lot of times, God will allow us to go through certain trials and tribulations, um, certain tests of our faith, so that we can be stronger and so that we can learn lessons out of the situations at hand. So, with that being said, um, I know you all have heard me speak on the fact that I am married. Yes, my ring is over here and over here, but I'm married. Um, my husband and I have been separated for a while. Um, we have been communicating here and there when we can because he's handling some of his own business, and he's incarcerated right now, um, trying to take care of some debts to society that, for whatever reason, um, he owes. And this past Sunday was our first year anniversary. And what you all might not have heard or don't know about Rain, because I'm not sure if I spoke on it, but I come from a broken family. Uh, by but in no way, shape, or fashion is it really broken like that. But when I say broken, I have parents. Um, Part of my triangle, um, my father and my mother I believe they were divorced when I was 8 years old. So I always wanted to try to, for my part of my mother's tree and my father's tree, break the generational curses that I felt like God would help me demolish and destroy. So I tend to be my own worst critic. Um, I tend to be very hard on myself. I tend to always want to make the people in my triangle and the important people in my square proud. Um, of course, I want to make the people in my circle proud, but my triangle and my square are most of my foundation, most of my heartbeat, most of the air underneath my wings. So I want to always try to do my best to live in a way that they would be proud of, that would never disrespect them, um, or that would never cause shame to, my family's name on either side. So being that at this moment I'm in this space and I feel like I'm by myself dealing with this particular scenario. Of course, I have my father and my mother to talk to about it. And where my mother is concerned, I felt like, how dare I, try to speak to my mother. Try not to get emotional. One thing about your girl right is I really do not like to show my emotions. But anyway, I felt like, how dare I try to seek out my mother's wisdom, knowledge, and understanding at this moment that I'm in, when I know that she is still trying to take one day at a time, grieving a third of my triangle, which is my dad. Um, my mother is newly a widow, which is something that I have already walked in, and I walked in for almost 18 years before, this now marriage that I'm in. So I felt like the one person that I know could give me, some kind of clarity and some wonderful advice on the place that I'm in was my mother. But I was so wanting to not, you know, ruffle her feathers or disturb her peace that she's working so hard on to hold on to. And I didn't want to, it's not that I didn't want to, but I felt like I shouldn't talk to my father about it because I kind of wanted some advice from a female that I trust with my emotions, um, that I trust with chapters of my story. Because you have to be careful who you share, intimate things about yourself with. Um, Case in point, I'm being very, very nerve guided, sharing this particular tested testimony with you all. But your girl Rain likes to keep it raw and uncut. But so I didn't speak to my father about how I felt. I did speak with my mother, and your girl Rain. I'm not sure if you know, if you're new to me, I am a seer. I am also a feeler. Um, I can see things in my dreams. Sometimes I see them when I'm awake, but most of the time I see it. And what my little big sister Jakita Prejon says, her night worship. So I have been seeing some things pertaining to my maternal side of the family, um, my mother, and her side of the family. And I woke up, and she was the first person on my brain. And So I was calling to, to see if it was anything that, was going on or transpiring or something that would kind of justify the visions that I saw. And what I love about my mother is that even when I might do something that might annoy her to no end, or I might shun away from her for whatever reason, me just being me, and the relationship that she and I have sometimes, she can just she can just sense it. So one of the first things that she said after she said, "I'm okay," she was like, "What's going on? I can hear it in your voice." And I wanted to just say, "Mom," like, yeah, I wanted to say, "Mom, I know, you're busy and you're taking time to allow God to heal, the situations that's happening with you. But can I just go curl and get in the bed with you just maybe for a day? Or can I just be in your presence for a minute?" But I was like, "I'm okay, Mom. I just wanted to make sure you were okay. And, I was dreaming and whatever." So, unbeknownst to me, after I prayed about it, I got in the shower as my anniversary was coming, like, into the day. I talked to God and I cried, prayed and I cried, and just stood there, in the shower while the water is falling on me. And I just cried, like, I don't understand what I did to get to that particular point. What is it that I did or could have done differently that might have changed the trajectory of the state of which my marriage is in. Another thing that you might not know about your girl, right, is that I am a hopeless, hopeful romantic. So I always wanted to be married because I saw my parents when the marriage was good. I saw my parents, my mother and my father, when the marriage was kind of getting rocky. I saw my mother and my father when the marriage was not so good. But I also, and not to ever try to disrespect or hurt my father because he is my Superman. He is my best friend, second to my mother and my dad. May he rest in peace. But I saw my dad love on my mother, and in the beginning fight so hard to love me when I felt like my mother and my father were supposed to be together. That you can't be my dad because how's that gonna make my father feel? But that's a whole nother episode. But I saw what a healthy marriage was supposed to look like, sound like, in my own way, smell like, feel like. So at that moment in the shower, I was thinking to myself and praying to God and asking, what is it? How did I get here? Why is it this way? What is it that you're trying to get me to learn out of this situation? how is it that oftentimes I find myself getting the things that I feel like I need from my husband from somebody else? And it can just be a simple, you can do this. You can, you are encouraging. You are motivational. You need to keep pressing. Don't give up. How are you? Simple things make mean the most to me. So after I got the shower and was kind of able to drift off to sleep, and for the most part, God blessed me with some peaceful sleep. But then when He woke me up, I thanked Him like I always do. First thing I do, realize I'm all the way awake and I'm in the natural, because like I said, I'm a dreamer. So, I thanked Him, I asked Him to please help me get through this day for whatever it might be. And I had a hard moment. I had a hard time, but I wanted to try to get some positivity out of being in that day, being in that moment. And I had the little nugget over here, one of my grandsons, and watching him run around, play, whatever, that helped a lot. My best friend brought me ice cream because I kind of mentioned it. That helped a lot. It came a point to where I was like, should I even post about it? Should I let people know it was my anniversary that might didn't know or didn't remember? And I had a moment where I was a tad bit selfish because I was hoping my father or my mother would text and say, happy anniversary. I know it's not the way, cookie cutter anniversary should be, or I know this, that, and the third, but, my parents have their own lives. I'm a grown woman, 42 years old, so, you know, I, I believe the little girl in me was like, can y'all just acknowledge that I'm at this moment? But I love my parents. My parents do and have done the best that they know how to do. So anyway, after I got over that, it didn't last very long because, in my eyes, really and truly, my parents really can do no wrong. And it doesn't say in the word of God that your mother and father are supposed to call you for your birthday. They don't owe you a phone call on your anniversary, or they don't owe you anything but love and respect. That's it. So anyway, got past that point, and then I had a few smiles here, because scrolling through my social media, trying to find things to help keep my mind off of the fact that it's my anniversary, and it's not all I felt like it could be and should be. I was grateful because I was alive. When I found out that my husband was alive, I was grateful, and that he was okay, I was grateful. I'll get back to that point in a minute. But it seemed like, in God's own way of His sense of humor, the day just lingered. And I was like, really, God? Like, it just lingered. It just lingered. It seemed like it creeped and crawled to the end. I was like, any other day, it seems like it just breezes by. But for this reason today, it just lingered. And I felt like part of me was tortured. Hold on, y'all. Be right back. Sorry, that was my best friend and roommate. We got some shenanigans going on. But anyway, yeah, it just seemed like the day was just dragging and dragging. Okay, so let's try to get to the end of this. So my sister-in-law number comes across my screen. I pretty much understand that on the other end, or shortly once I answer, then Christopher will be on the other end as well. So I'm working on my homework that I had that was behind because I'm at the end of the road in college, and some classes just irk my spirit. Let's just keep it real. But anyway, so I'm working on my homework, and my husband is like, "Hey, wife, happy anniversary," and I'm like, "Same to you." He was like, "You know, they said that we're supposed to be cutting our cake, and what we're gonna do with our cake," and I was like, "I don't know." In my mind, I was saying to myself, why is he so just happy go lucky, gung ho, like, you know, as if he gonna bust through a door or send a call for me or something at any given moment and surprise me and be like, I'm here. Like, I didn't understand why he was so happy because clearly I was like, womp, womp, sorry. But, I talked to him, I explained to him I was doing my homework, and yeah, happy anniversary to you too, and yeah, I love you too. Like, I don't know, it just, I wasn't on the same level as him, and oh well. So we ended our conversation on Drags the Night. To make a long story short, at the end of the night, once I realized that it was no longer my anniversary, I thank God for allowing me to be, for the most part, peaceful. I thank God for the most part allowing me to be encouraged. Um, I thank God for the day being over and for Him allowing me to be alive to live to see the day, whether it was my anniversary or not. I thank God in advance for revealing to me the lesson that I'm supposed to learn, what I was supposed to get out of going through that particular valley, because that's what I considered it as, a valley. Um, I consider my marriage in the state that my marriage is in as a test of my faith every day. Um, what I do know is that trying to handle a situation like this on my own without going to God about it would have 9 times out of 10 ended a whole totally different kind of way. The old Rain, before the shift that God has been taking me through, the old Rain probably would have drank herself into probably a coma. The old Rain probably would have done something adulterous or lustful or something. I would have found a way to do something that was not really going to make the situation better. Um, would probably have made me feel worse once the alcohol would have wore off. Um, so I would say my try for this Tuesday is that I've tried it Rain's way before. Hold on, there's my husband. Be right back. I apologize for that pause for the cause. But like I said, I am still a wife. And I'm gonna bring this tried and tested Tuesday to a close in this way. Like I was saying before, I tried to do life Rain's way. I've always tried to keep the faith, but sometimes, we get in our own way, especially where God is concerned. So, what I learned by going through my anniversary with the state of my marriage with my husband, and with my husband not being around, and with us being separated, um, I learned that doing these type of valley walks, these type of shift processes, um, it's easier and it's not as dreadful because God will give you joy. Like the Bible says, God will give you beauty for ashes. So um, I was able to laugh a good little bit. I was able to sit and allow myself to feel the emotions that I was going through at the time. Um, God makes it easy for me to be able to have conversations with Christopher, um, even when I might not want to. Because let's just keep it real. Sometimes I don't want to hear his voice, but I'm still his wife. No matter if we're separated or not, I'm still his wife. I still have to do what God told me to do, is to always treat him properly and allow him to chastise him if he needs to for whatever reason he might need to, because he's God and he changes not, and he's God all by himself, and um, Christopher belongs to him first and foremost. Um, he created him. He knows all about him. And like the song says, a fixed fight, and I've already won it. So anyway, um, your girl Rain is not always apples and bananas. Uh, Sometimes my situation can be sour, like the sourest lemon, or if sour might not be the word, most sour lemon. Um, but yeah, you have to make sure that you allow yourself to sit in your truth. Make sure that you allow yourself to feel what you need to feel when you need to feel it, because God can't heal something that you don't allow yourself to feel. God can't heal something or help you with something if you don't take it to Him in prayer. Um, I also been trying to stay positive and stay focused on the new business venture that He blessed me with. Um, I've had, like I said, a lot of window shopping. I've had a lot of good compliments about things that they have seen inside of the store. I haven't had an actual sale yet, but I'm not going to give up, because a lot of times the bad comes before the good, and it only takes um, a lot of times it only takes one um, grateful and satisfied customer to just start saying, "Hey, I got this at Blue Rain Designs and Company, and if you looking for X, Y, and Z, you need to go here." Um, Sometimes it only takes one post to grab the right attention of the right person, and it can change your life. Like my fairy plant mother at Tabitha Brown was saying that, she just happened to be hungry. She went and got her something to eat. She decided to post about getting her something to eat, and now she is my fairy plant mother. She's a household name. just by. And if I back it up a little bit more of her story, and I love that it resonates with me in a whole different way, is that she got to this point because pain that she had been in from a resting headache that she had been having for, I believe, a year and a half. And she decided that she needed to change something about herself, put time into herself, and love herself, and choose a different path for herself. And she followed her spirit like she always does, even when she's cooking. And that led to her changing her lifestyle. And then her changing her lifestyle led to her changing her lifestyle, if I could just keep it real. So, you know, sometimes you have to take the pain with the pleasure. You have to take the rain with the joy. You have to take the up with the down, the in with the out. And that's something that God has been helping me with since I have been saying yes. Since I've said, yes, God, okay, yes to your will, yes to your way. I'll do what you say do. I'll go where you say go. You know, I'll move the way you want me to move. Um, I surrender all to your calling on my life. I will be rain. I will speak life and encouragement to your people. I will use myself, give myself away in a way that I'm giving myself away in you under your mighty wings. So I believe that this particular tried and tested Tuesday is going to change the dynamic of my life, because I asked God to allow me to decrease and He increased. I asked God to speak for me, speak through me, so that it can touch you in a way that however you need God to touch you. And I believe that if He can do it you know, for your girl Rain, then He can do it for you. If He can do it for my mother every day, He can do it for you. If He can do it for my best friends, He can do it for you. He can do it for my father, and He did it for my dad, then He can do it for you. You just have to trust Him. You just have to get out of your own way. Sometimes you need to get out of your own head and allow God to do what God can do, what only God can do. Um, God is a lawyer that has never lost a case. God is a physician that has never lost a patient. God is not a man that He should lie. Even when my husband might lie, God is a man that He should not lie. And I believe that your girl Rain is going to be okay. I am better today. Um, I will be better tomorrow. God said the same, and my creek doesn't rise. And I'm going to start taking some of that nervous energy that I have, some of that woe is me. I want to throw a pity party, but that's not how any of this works inside of me. And I want to turn it into lemonade. I want to make sure that I give you all the best version of me, however it might come at that moment. So I tried my way, and then I tried God's way. That's the tried. And I was tested, and God helped me ace the test, and that's the tested part of my testimony. And um, I pray that you charge my emotion to my head and not my heart. Um, I am so, 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 so thankful for each and every one of my rainbows. Um, yeah, I'm thankful. So, you know what it is, and I pray that if you don't, you get to know who it is. It's your girl Rain. This has been Tried and Tested Tuesday. I love, love, love you all. My rainbows, Wiz Up, Double R. I do everything that you see on my channel for the love of you, for the betterment of you. I want us each and every day to strive to be the best version of ourselves so that God gets the glory out of it. I do everything I do because my prayer is that God would allow me to help as many souls be the best version of themselves that I can before He calls my number. So that's why I do it. That's what made me create Rain's World. That's what made me start A Chance of Rain almost now 2 years ago with my co-pilot. Um, that's why I try to have special vendors for Blue Rain Designs and Company. That's why God blessed me with Focus Life Ministries because I'm focused on helping you have the best blessed life you can have because a focused life is a blessed life. And when you allow Him to randomly rain joy and peace and love unto you, it's amazing. That's where I get my names from. All come from the favor of Him. So, Deuce out the roof. You already know what it is, and you know who it is, and you help put the smile on my face because, like I said, I do it all for my rainbows. I love, love, love y'all. We will have a better day tomorrow. I still haven't figured out what the dub of the Wednesdays, but I think I might have an idea. You have to tune in tomorrow to find out. Um, love God, love one another, love yourself.